Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. It's been a good little break that we've had, but we are back with Season 3, and we're going to be focusing very much on Armfights Unleashed series this season. So, but first of all, welcome back, John Brzenk. How are you?
Hey, Ryan. Good to be back.
How's the break been?
It's been good. Weather's starting to cool off, and I had a good trip and developed a little bit of an allergy cold this last couple of weeks. Been trying to get over with, so if I do some coughing, excuse me. But,
no, that's okay. That's all right. We're just warming up down here in Australia now. The humidity's starting to arrive, and even all the cane toads are coming out, which is lovely. But we're about to jump in the pool, so we're happy days down here.
Yeah, no, it's our happy days too down here. So it's winter visitors are showing up, and it's a normal summer now for us. So everything's good.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic, John. Before we get into the core of today, I'd love to ask you about your trip to Moldova and your impression of the tournament that happened over in Moldova.
Well, I was real surprised with the organization of it. I mean, obviously there's been some people, promoting the sport there. It was very professional, the referees and the organizers, and I didn't know there was a Moldova team, to be honest. But the country seems to be quite involved in the sport. Then we also, of course, had a lot of the strong countries that were around Moldova, the Ukraine in particular. A lot of their top competitors showed up. So, I was very surprised.
Yeah, me too. It really did blow me away. But Cobra Rhodes is obviously doing big things, so we look forward to hearing from him again to see if round 2 is going to happen in December. So that should be good. But and you had your demonstration match with Travis Spagent as well. How did the arm pull up after that?
I haven't arm wrestled in 3 years, but it's like riding a bike, I guess. Yeah, I'm still fairly decent. So at the short notice, and it was kind of a program that they wanted to do where they had the champions from the tournament arm wrestle the current champion. So, for that format to work, they needed 2 champions to let. I don't know. So, I think that format will work. We'll see in the long term. I think they're going to a single weight class. I don't know if I should say or if that's confirmed or not, but I understand that they're going to go to a single weight class for both left and right, and it'll kind of work out to allow the winners to wrestle the champion. And in the next tournament, it gives maybe the younger guys a little bit of a better chance to up and come and get a chance at the top prize.
Yeah. No doubt that if that is the format that they end up going with, it'll be pretty amazing. I think that would see us look at Pushkar against Travis on right and Oleg Zok against Travis on left for the next event in the super match, which would be very, very interesting to say the least.
Right. I would like to see something, maybe, I know it's not probably politically correct or, fair for everybody, but I would like to see something that'll make it a little bit tougher for the top guy to try to go through that's sitting there waiting for, the champion from the tournament, from the previous tournament. Maybe take the top 2 and have the top 2 wrestle the current champion to kind of mix it up. I would hate to see this thing kind of go on where it's the same 1 or 2, 3 guys that are the top guys always wrestling for the big prize. So.
That's true.
I'll have to see where that goes. Yeah,
for sure. It'll be interesting to see how it all pans out. No doubt we will hear from Cobra pretty soon. But hey, John, the main reason for this episode today is to talk about Armfights Unleashed 2.0. The main event has been announced for Armfights Unleashed, and it's a very fascinating event. We've got the current Australian super heavyweight left arm champion taking on the current Oceanic middleweight champion.
Okay.
Lachlan Adair v. Jordan Davis. What are your thoughts on a matchup like this?
Well, I don't know. To make it clear to the audience, I don't know anything about either one of the guys. I mean, I've met Jordan when he came out with you, and nice enough kid, very thin, strong hand, but not much. As far as upper body muscular size. What's his name? Lachlan.
Lachlan, yeah.
Yeah, he looks just like the opposite. I mean, he looks like as a non-arm wrestler, you would think that guy for sure is going to win, right? He's got quite the upper body build and the forearms to go with it.
Yeah, Yeah, well, I guess to try to give you, to paint a picture on these guys, Lachlan is a phenomenally strong human. He has a raw deadlift of 325 kilos with no straps, and he's an absolute powerhouse. He's been committed to the sport for about 3 years. Where Jordan, as you know, very skinny but a big long hand,
right.
and technically is a really aware arm wrestler. So.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, Lachlan is it all comes down to basically, can he get his power down to his hand? I mean, is his hand, that's going to be the vulnerable part of his arm wrestling against Jordan, right? I mean, so all the muscles in the world, all the upper body strength in the world, if you can't translate it to that hand and wrist, and someone like Jordan puts you out of position where you're at a huge leverage disadvantage and drains you, then you know, you're going to be on the short end of that stick. So, and we've seen it time and time again. I mean, you know, obviously the bigger guy's not always, you know, the victor in the sport of arm wrestling. So,
and interestingly, how would you say, like, if this was a 1-round match, I feel like Lachlan Adair would be the favourite. For me, because it's a 6-round match, that plays to me into the person with the longer hand and the more experience in the setups and the starts. Would you agree?
I don't know. I don't know what Jordan's approach will be. Is he more like Devin? Does he have great endurance? Does he have the patience to wait somebody out that he has out of position but he just can't quite finish? And then Lachlan, I mean, here again, I mean, how gritty is he? Is he someone that will pull for a long period of time and just struggle in a horrible position and try to wear Jordan out? I understand that they work out together, so it seems like they probably know what they're going up against, and it's that's a really strange twist, because I think back about when I first started arm wrestling. I'd been arm wrestling my dad, and we trained together all the time, and I mean, I would kill guys that would beat him, but I would have a hard time beating him. So I mean, that's a whole different mental thing that's probably going on between the two of them.
I can weigh in on that because I train at the same club as these two guys as well. And interestingly, like, I don't think Jordan in particular shows his cards very much at training at all. He trains like Devin Larratt. He models his game on Devin Larratt. Right. And when I say he trains like Devin, he gives away his arm and shoulder and just trains with his hand.
Right.
And come comp day, when Jordan brings that shoulder and pec back in, it feels very different to the way he trains. So
right.
I think it'll be a little bit of a surprise in terms of how it feels for Lachlan, where I think Lachlan will feel very similar to what he feels like in training.
Okay. So Jordan's sandbagging a little bit in training. I'm kind of the same way. I'm never really a great show my full hand in practice. I was always trying to work my weaknesses and put myself in horrible positions and try to work through it. So I can relate to that Jordan might have a lot more than meets the eye in practice. Yeah.
Now, John, this is, of course, the middleweight champ. So Jordan has been crowned as our current middleweight champion. He will, after this first sort of round that he's taking on Lachlan, he'll no doubt go on to take on other international middleweights and that as well. But and Lachlan, he's probably one of the contenders for the super heavyweight title.
Okay.
You were someone who constantly took down guys bigger than you. Did that bring out a lot of mental sort of fieriness in you when you were taking on the bigger guys?
No, I mean, it just depends. I mean, there was times that, like I said, I would just take them out of position and hit hard and try to be explosive. But there are other situations where you're in a stuck position and you just got to be patient and have that, that leverage advantage. And here again, it just depends on what kind of an arm wrestler you are. Is Jordan that type of an arm wrestler? And I always relate it to running. Is he someone that can, has the power but also has the endurance to be able to run a 440 at, full speed? If he can, then he's got that option to try to bleed his opponent and just maintain position and be patient. If he's like me, that was only good for 50 yards and then fell flat on his face after the 50 yards of running, I was always in panic mode. I mean, I was always trying to win hard and fast, and if I had to bleed somebody out, I was thinking in the back of my mind that I'm going to lose this match. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, I can shed light that I can say Jordan is one of those long endurance-based arm wrestlers. The longer you hang around with him, the worse it gets. So
right. Yeah, and he's got the body type. So I would assume that just based on his body type, that he would be somewhat of a longer distance runner type arm wrestler. So
yeah. All right, John. So the polls at the moment on this match, Lachlan Adair is the overwhelming favourite. He's got 64% last time I looked votes. My gut feel is Jordan. I don't think it's as simple as people are expecting it to be. I've beaten both of these guys. I've lost to both of these guys. I think Jordan Davis takes this. Where are you at?
I like the underdog. If you're giving odds away, if you're saying that the favorite is Lachlan and I get 2-1 odds, that for sure I'm going with Jordan. But like I said, I don't know anything about Lachlan. I know a little bit about Jordan. I've seen him pull some of the top guys here at Travis's tournament, and he seems very solid. He can jam and get in twisted positions and let those joints work for him. So okay. So I watched the video. Lachlan is planning on grabbing him low. Does Jordan have an answer for that? I mean, I could see this match going really badly for Jordan if Lachlan follows through with his game plan of being able to control the match low on the wrist. Where does Jordan go? Does he have an alternative plan? So we'll have to see.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic match. It's going to happen in just a couple of weeks' time. We're going to see these guys in a press conference. And they got plenty of opportunity to get in each other's heads. So I guess that the last component of it to talk about, which I find interesting, is the fact that Lachlan is very relaxed coming into this. He thinks he's got it very comfortably. Right. And Jordan, I feel like he's got a point to prove.
Yeah, no, just watching the video and knowing nothing about either one of them, I would have to put my money on Lachlan just based on the interview. I mean, he seemed very confident, very cool, collected, joking. Where I saw Jordan, he was trying to play the confident game, but you could tell that he was not quite for sure. He wasn't 6-0. He was like 4-2 maybe, and I might maybe. So there's a little doubt coming out of Jordan's brain.
There is. It's not long to wait till we find out who is going to be the winner. It's a fascinating matchup, these two, and it's the headline for the Armfights Unleashed 2.0. So really looking forward to it.
Right. Yeah, and from what I understand, no straps, right? Jordan's got to stay out of the straps. I mean,
that's it. No straps. Definitely Lachlan in the straps is strong. As soon as he gets those lats involved.
Right. I mean, even if his hand's out of position somewhat in the straps, you're able to pull. A big guy like that's going to be able to jam and pull and just grit it out.
Yeah. So. And that question, can Lachlan get the slip against Jordan without his elbow coming off the pad?
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen anybody that can't get the slip. No one's that strong in the hand that can make somebody not be able to slip. Well, unless you're me against maybe Devin.
I was waiting for it. You were? Yeah, if you didn't bring it up, I was going to.
Okay, right.
Good stuff. Well, it's happening very soon, guys, and make sure you tune in and subscribe on the YouTube channel. Also, make sure you vote in the poll. Check the link in the description of this video. There is a link back to the poll, and vote for who you think is going to win. Is it going to be Lachlan the Anvil Adair or Jordan the Reacher Davis?
Hey, before you go, Ryan, all this high-tech equipment. What's with the birds? You've got a zoo full of birds.
Well, the good news is, John, only you have to listen to it. So
they're coming in super loud and clear now. Now we just have to get a little bit of video on who these birds are, because they're not only in your studio, they're out on the field when you're interviewing Jordan. I'm like, what the hell's going on with the birds?
There's a lot of birds in Australia.
All right.
But yeah, no, thankfully the audio will be nice and clear. But yeah, you get the audio of the phone, so the phone's not as good as this microphone for the show, but all good. Awesome stuff. All right, well, John, thank you so much for joining us for today's show. Look forward to hearing back from you again about this match as we get closer to it. But and guys, thanks for tuning in.
All right, take care.
Bye.